Right. No, I've never heard of that. Oh, yeah, the other thing that's been, so you can tell me what you think about this. I mean, I was curious for a while about these companies like Luminosity, because when we developed our original prefrontal tasks, they weren't tests. They kind of had a game-like element, and we kind of thought, well, maybe if you had people practice doing them, they would obviously get better at the specific task, because that is what people do. But then if you had people practice a whole bunch of them, maybe they would get better at the entirety of the tasks in a way that would generalize to other measures, like the Raven's progressive matrices, which is a good measure of fluid intelligence. But that never works. And of course, the Luminosity people claimed that they were able to produce enhancement in general intelligence, but by all appearances, that's been a dismal failure as well. It's very strange in some sense that general factor doesn't seem to be something that you can actually improve by practice.
Right.
And,
well,
like, what the hell? Why? I just don't get that. It doesn't make sense. But
here's something you don't know about me, I'll bet. But I am in the Guinness Book of Records, the Gamers Edition, because of my brain imaging study of Tetris. And I did a brain imaging study of Tetris. I think it was published in 1992. I really wanted to do a study of learning. I wanted to see what happened in the brain before and after you learned something.
Yeah.
And back in 1991, when I was doing this, nobody had personal computers. Nobody had ever heard of Tetris. Computer games were not what they are today.
Right.
And I went to the Egghead software store when they had software stores that had just opened. And I was talking to the guys there about, I needed something where I could study before and after they learned something relatively simple.
Yep.
They showed me this game Tetris. It had just come in. They just had opened the box. They put it up on the computer there. And I thought, boy, this is really perfect. It's simple to learn, but there's an enormous learning curve. And we brought in college students, a small number of college students, and we showed them how to play Tetris. They practiced for a few minutes. We injected the radioactive glucose for positron emission tomography, and we did PET scan studies of them that very first day they played Tetris for 32 minutes. They then practiced every day. They had to come to my office because nobody had a PC at home. They came to my office 5 days a week for about 4 weeks. They practiced until they got so good at Tetris. The game was moving faster.
Yeah, it's amazing how good people can get at that sort of thing.
You couldn't even believe a human being could do this.
Yeah, I know. I've watched people do that sort of thing. It's just absolutely unbelievable how good they can get at it.
Right, and when they got really good, we scanned them a second time.
Yeah.
And we found that even though the game was faster and harder, when they had learned how to do it, they used less glucose metabolic rate.